What's up everybody, Travis Stevens here, and due to popular request, I'm gonna go over the choke I used against Turkish Vili. It took me 2 years to perfect, and I'm gonna give you guys all the little details I used in training so that you guys can practice it at home. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I've been doing a really good job, I personally think, of trying to get to everybody's comments and respond, and I love to hear the feedback from the community. With no further ado, let's get into it. So, the choke that put me into the final of the Olympic Games. He was a lefty, and after watching a few videos, he always had the same reaction whenever we would hit the ground. He did a very good job of piking his hips up, causing me to fall off, because I normally don't choke in competitions because it hurts the hands for me. I normally stick to arm bars and pins. They're a little bit easier for me to do. But for this instance, we focused on setting the choke. So, as he's a lefty and I'm a righty, I did my best to make sure he stayed lefty due to him switching sides. I came out, we had this sleeve, we wrap it around, we keep it pinned, and this hand comes high. And I go forehead to forehead, and I leave him this collar here. And that way I can start walking him in, because it'll open up my Seoi-nage attacks. And because he was winning at the time of the match, he felt the need to attack, and I just started creating a ton of pressure, really pushing on him, okay? I got a lot of pressure pushing. And then once I started pushing, he did his drop set. Boom, he dropped, and I turned. And I was able to keep this hand on the gi while I rotated off the technique. Then when I came up, what I did was I cinched it. I got back up, and I turned him a little bit to pull him off his base. When I did that, he popped up to both hands, and he started to pick his hips up. So when I threw my leg through, what normally would happen is I would come down and I would slip, and when I'd go to do the arm bar, he'd pop his head off, and then he would stand up, and then he would pop out the back, and I'd always be left here in previous matches. So to avoid that, at the game, one of the things we worked on was just hooking the arm. So when he drops in now, I was able to keep this underneath, and we landed here. When I opened him up and I threw my leg through, when he goes to pick his hips up, I hook this arm. Boom, there. And then he falls to that side. And now I can take this hand and I can loop it behind his head. I can throw my foot over, start rolling, cross those ankles, get my knees to pinch really tight, and then finish that choke pulling. Okay, let's take another look. I come out, I steal that sleeve, I do a good job looping it so he can't get my sleeve. I jam it. I'm pressing into him. We're walking actually sideways, and we get close to the out of bounds, okay? So as we're here and he's a lefty, he starts pushing me, I start pushing him, and we walk sideways. Right when he drops right here, boom, I turn. Okay, that was a terrible drop sail, but he's not a lefty. We're in this position, I get my hand through, I open him up, okay? Right when my leg goes over, it doesn't touch the floor, it hugs the body. He pikes his hips up, and I take this arm out, okay, so that he stumbles to the side. I throw this foot over the shoulder, this hand knifes behind the head, throw those legs over, pinch, and full extension here as I finish the choke. Okay, now let's take a look at how we used to drill this in training and in practice to make sure that we could follow quickly and really punish guys with the drop sail. We would start here, and basically I would come up behind him, and right when I would touch his back, he would basically go all the way down, and he would fall. And it would be my job to follow him to the floor. So let's come back up. Basically all we would be doing is going, and now it's cinched, and it's in there nice and tight, and I keep that body contact. I come back, boom, and I cinch it, and this hand is looping through, okay? Back up, come back up, boom. And I would loop it, and I would hit the same position every time. Also, we would practice from here, where I would loop this hand down, and I would be here, and one of the things we would practice is offensively doing it, where I'm in this position, forehead to forehead, and against the lefty, we would cross kick, that ankle, not even sweep it, just kick it. Boom, to get that leg to move back. Snap him down, up, loop, and catch. Okay, and we would come back up, we would do it again. Boom, loop it, catch it, snap him down, don't come back, straight down, straight down. Loop it, catch it, here, straighten up, keep your feet where they are. Open him to a square stance, and then right where, nope, come back. Keep your feet where they are, lefty. There we go. When you hit that foot, you go square, and then right where that triangle is, okay, you pull straight down. There to bring him to the floor, back up. We're here, loop, open, back. Bringing him straight down, practicing the loop. Practicing that loop and that turn to open him up. Boom, down, loop it. Back through, knife, 1, 2, and finish the choke. Okay, so just a quick recap, back from the beginning. We're here, I'm driving him sideways, punching, 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 he drops, bang, open, leg comes through as he picks his hips up, take out that arm, hand goes behind the head, cross the feet, extension for the finish, and if it didn't work, we always had the arm bar for the finish. So essentially, that's what we had for the choke in the semifinals. Hopefully you guys have a better understanding of A, how we trained it for 2 years, B, how we applied it, and now when you watch the video, hopefully you can see all those little nuances in action.